Howdy, howdy. How's everybody doing today? Let's see here. I'm going to try out a new intro Steve sent, if you guys don't mind. You can let me know what you think. I'm not muted, am I? Man, I'm always doing crazy shit, you know. How's everybody doing? Chiang Love? Ashley. Is it just Ashley? Sad. Blue Nose. Two Wheelan Ward. Todd. Paul. What's up, buddy? Brother Paul. Lynn. Okay. 16 in here. Leah. Dave. What's going on? Truth in all. Okay, so I'm going to try out the new intro. You guys let me know what you think. I have some thoughts, but it makes me smile anyway.
I'm Seamus. Thank you so much for coming.
You've got a great cause worth fighting for. I couldn't wait to get here. That said, I expected, well, more people?
So far, there's only the two of us.
But we're highly motivated.
Well, it's a start.
Some people I knew already were dear friends of mine, like Little Gray Cells and Just My Stupid Opinion.
Lots of interesting things. This is absolutely abominable, and the RCMP are really in the shit here, and they know it.
Hi, I'm not really sure what I'm doing here, but I think it's time that I needed to speak up.
The following program is brought to you in living color.
Something you watch on TV, horror movie, you shut it off, you go to bed. We can't shut this off. Every time we close our eyes, the horror movie turns on. So I know for myself, when I close my eyes, go try to go to bed, picture my parents being shot.
Trying to piece together a story that seems so unbelievable.
Let's have a look at this. I'm going to pause it periodically, and I'm going to try and not lose my shit because I was really angry. Really angry. I'm getting really pissed now. I'll preface this by saying I'm strongly urging all of the victims in this, the victims' families, to launch a class action lawsuit against the RCMP. And I would just love to have the RCMP under discovery. I have a lot of questions, and I'm sure a lawyer would too.
Mounted Police and their stories. Stories of their courage. Stories of their lives filled with hazard, romance, and adventure. The RCMP story this week, Gunslinger.
Oh my goodness, how many windows do I have open? Wow. Lucky to have such great teammates, eh? Anyway, what do you guys think? We got Glenn's in here. Oh, Green. You know, I was going to send you a message there, buddy, but you didn't respond to me before. I'm not feeling the love, bro. No, I'm just kidding with you. Hope everything's doing well with you. Amy and Nick. Mark, what's going down? What's going down? I'm not out of my mind. Well, you never know. I'm doing something here. Rona, I'm glad to hear, though, that you're not out of your mind. Linda, how's it going? All right. So, pretty interesting intro. I don't know. What is it, a panda or something? And there's one little addition I want to make to it, probably. I may tweak something. I haven't cut videos in so long. It's not my speed. It never was anyway. Took me usually weeks to do. People can pound them out in an hour. I don't know what's going on. All right, so we got seemingly some consensus. You guys like to have? Did it make you smile anyway? Beth, Jill, my buddy Todd. Bagels, Todd? Anything? Any bagels for you? It's not me. That credit always goes to Steve. Steve does intros, and amongst a host of other work. Your kids got sent home last week. Oh, no. And the mango tested negative. That's good. Good to know. Good to know. Somebody asked me to speak to something, and I know you're here. If you don't mind, I'm going to, that seems like a bit of a landmine, so I'm probably going to steer clear of it if you don't mind. I do very much appreciate where you're coming from, though. Very much. Now, let's see here. How many windows do I have open? Actually, today I think I only have 5 in that browser. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably about 18 in that one. Usually all the tabs are full. And this one I have 1, 2, 3, 7. Okay, so I'm doing actually pretty well. Usually it's kind of... Anyway. I think Steve knows all too well what's going on. Now, where's my coffee? Well, I have iced coffee. I have regular coffee. I have another regular coffee. I always have a few coffee. Great job, Steve. Yeah, awesome. So maybe I should, what do you think? Should I switch to that one? The other one's getting a bit old. I don't know. He's got a second one he's already pumped out too. Now, there's a few issues I wanted to go through here. Had some great calls, great long conversation last night, this morning with a family member till very wee hours of the morning for them. And I learned some new things. Pickles and chow. I'm getting there. And by the way, even though I love my Irish heritage, but that flag's going to change. I have to probably wait till tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be excited to do that. I should have ordered 2 because looks like somebody had a flag worn out. Definitely switch. Yes, there's that was the one addition I'm going to maybe make to it. Was the photos of the families. I'm going to add a little something. Okay, now I got. You're Irish as well. Excellent. Are you Republican? Is that safe to say? That's probably pretty dangerous. I gotta watch myself. Now, I got informed by Sharon. Sharon pointed this out to me. I always love tips. And and the other one was I had a great call this morning and did a lot of investigative work with somebody and just exchanging ideas. Really awesome. I was like, oh, wow, never saw that before. So we're going to go through some of that. Now, Sharon pointed out to me, she got sent a screenshot, funnily enough, of a tweet, but the tweet was in a video where I was discussing this. And she said to me, oh, I've never seen this tweet before. And I was like, oh, I think that's from my video. And anyway, so the title of this is Psychological Warfare, Suppressed Data. I should probably put question marks behind the suppressed data because don't want to go, but, I'll let you be the judge. There may be some other things about that video too, the surveillance video. So let's not get too hasty on global on that one. This tweet, 721. You recognize this tweet? Let's have a look. Local time. Okay. So what are they doing here? Why would Elizabeth McMillan, who I believe, I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm just actually going to look it up to make sure, is from Nova Scotia. Is that correct? Let's just have a look here. I'll make sure I'm right here. Don't buzz off. That's not what I wanted. Yes. Okay. Elizabeth, there we go. CBC's Atlantic Investigative Unit. Now, here she is writing an article just the other day. Watchdog clears RCMP officers who shot at Nova Scotia Fire Hall during mass shootings, which we went through, right? Why is there a tweet? Of course, we've got the car, and they don't have the time here. But if somebody weren't totally up to speed on this story, which sadly, given all the inundation that other entities are pushing upon the Canadian public en masse. I mean, billboards in Toronto, downtown Toronto, for 13 hours shows you how hard they're working on this one. Why would we have a tweet here that says the 721 when in fact this tweet came out at 1021? It's almost like they're trying to say to people, we sent tweets 3 hours earlier because that's Alberta time. And I was like, oh, I've seen that before. But that's not right. Awesome eye, Sharon. And somebody sent it to her. So keep up the great work. This is absolutely improper. You can't do that. Oops. Because if we went to the tweet, it's going to read 721 for me. I don't think Actually, I'm going to do this. Here's what I'll do. I'll link you the article. Maybe there's some funny business, and this is some piece of tech I don't understand. I'm going to link this. I'm going to post it in here just so I'm extra sure. Maybe it just adjusts to where you are, and the Twitter line automatically adjusts. So somebody in Atlantic Canada, if you don't mind checking that for me, I would appreciate it. Because obviously I don't want to besmirch CBC or Elizabeth or anybody unfairly. But it looks odd. So if in fact, afternoon, Alex, I'll wait on that from you guys. Nicholas, what's going on? Pumping out the streams, just pumping out streams. Yeah, I don't know what we're up to. I'm going to guess 150, 160. It's pretty good. She ain't love. It comes up on 1021. Okay, awesome. All right, so I stand corrected. It's interesting to note that, though, that the article literally adjusts to where you are. Thank you for doing me great service, Jill and Apple. Now, okay, so we got that one straight now. Still doesn't change stuff to do with some of the things Elizabeth is, or CBC management, taxpayer funded. There was that article. I was going to get that before, but I didn't get a chance to before I had a shower. I like to try and stay clean. Okay. Good to hear you're okay, buddy. That makes me happy. Irish eyes smiling, right? Is that what they say? I found this interesting. One moment, please. I'm going to archive this, so. There we go. Hopefully it hasn't changed. CBC. Got your big heading up here. Love it. Canadian trust in journalism is wavering. Here's what CBC is doing about it. This is courtesy, actually, funnily enough, Rabbi brought this to my attention. Wouldn't you know? Oh, well, you're going to get some good things always from different places. Recent survey found 49% of Canadians think journalists are purposely trying to mislead. Really? This is just shocking. We could have a look, actually. I wonder if they fixed that yet. Let's have a look at one of the CBC Elizabeth things. You guys are all too aware in the Discord how much, well, pretty much aware. The phone calls going on in the background are madness. The whole car stuff. I do hope that nobody fixes this. I hope it hasn't been fixed yet. Okay, Nova Scotia attacks, because it's an interesting point, but I've made it lots of times. But for those of you who haven't seen this kind of just shows Wortman death. Okay, so then we go down here. Wortman's death. Where we go? At the time, 2 RCMP officers were already there filling up on gas, having parked next to his vehicle, unaware that he had switched vehicles again. We've never had an actual clear explanation of this one, but okay, fair enough. I would say nothing in this story is clear. It's like non-potable water. One of them spotted Wortman, who had a noticeable bloody wound on his forehead. The officer recognized him, alerted his partner. Wortman raised Stevenson's firearm. Okay, so they have altered it a bit. This is interesting. Now, where's the CBC? Oh, they fixed it. They got rid of it. Did they? Aww. Well, you have to go back in time. It's archived, actually, funnily enough, so I could go and do it. But see, Elizabeth McMillan had an article where she was quite honest, and not saying that she's dishonest. I don't know who did that, whether that was an editorial decision or whatever. One tactical unit, right? 2 members, very early in the story, and said it. 2 members. And then, well, that article removed that piece. Why? Only comes out later to, of course, be true. The ever-evolving wiki crock. Crock of what? I wonder if it's bad. Is it bad? I think I was thinking to myself the other night, my mouth has really gone in the potty. I can speak without swearing, and quasi-articulately if I want to. I wonder how much discredit my potty mouth does me. My grandmother would always say it does a lot. Our journalism is only slightly less nauseating than the States. I watch an established YouTube progressive media team, and it's amazing what information never makes it to cable news. Yeah. Well, these are mass conglomerate companies. They get bailouts, mass amounts of funding from 600 million we talked about was the last one. When you get $600 million, well, and also, if you go back to without being, where's my, sad. My tinfoil hat has disappeared on me. It's probably lost somewhere in this mountain of paper. If you go back into something like the church hearings down in the United States, where intelligence openly confessed that they fund and have a lot of people in media and at extremely high levels, including ownership and journalists. Who was one of the journalists? Oh, God. I used to do stories about C.D. Jackson. Very spooky character. Ooh, psychological warfare. Isn't that neat? I called this video that. Him and Luce. Ooh. Anyway, Mossad took my tinfoil hat away. So if you look at something like the church hearings where they're sitting in front of Senate, it was a Senate commission, I believe, and they openly confess, yes, we fund news. We plant stories. Like the wolves, Okay, moving along. Purposely, 49%. That's an awful lot. Purposely trying to mislead. Now, I haven't read through the whole article, but I noticed the picture really caught my attention. I had a little tweet about that, wondering if possibly they're trying to say something there. Just maybe. Could it be that the RCMP equally misleads people? Could it be that they're all kind of in the same game? To one level or another? Not very good. Spokesman for the Montreal RCMP speaks to the media. What do they say? No comment. Can't talk about anything. Ongoing investigation. We did a good job. I like blowing the hell out of that particular sergeant the other day who sat there and said, oh yeah, no, ACERT said we did a great job. No, ACERT actually said you didn't have video recordings and you didn't have paper notes. So you failed miserably. Oops. But of course, ACERT then just turned around and said, well, there's nothing to look at here. That officer ended up getting charged. I think he's being charged currently right now with something or other, beating up some motorist or something, giving a ticket. Because those are the kind of people, you know. I was down in Newfoundland, Royal Newfoundland, Constabulary. Same. They look kind of the same sometimes. Trust in journalists is at a low worldwide. In one recent survey, finding 52% of Canadians agree that most news organizations are more concerned with supporting an ideology or political position rather than informing the public. You don't say. Yeah, social distancing. Good call. Everybody's wearing their masks there, though, predominantly. You got the one guy over here with his mask down around his nose. Who knows what this lady's doing? No, this guy's got his mask down, too. They look like birds. I always think when I go to the store, people look like birds. I don't wear a mask. I never have. I'm just like, except for when I was doing my volunteer work, which I kind of put aside for the time being with the elderly. At one nursing home, they did ask that I wear a mask, and I obliged them that because I respect my elders. I would never want anybody to feel jeopardized, especially older people. And, you know, they really wound them up like a 10-cent toy. Anyway, but it's important not to break off into these other areas. I've tried to keep from getting into other things intentionally because there's a lot of them out there, but we kind of have one focus, and that would be right here. Well, and funnily enough, that's all part of the same stew. 40% work for the feds. Nick Lou. Oh, and Tara. How's it going? Picture was picked for a reason. Yeah. They're not, these people are very, very cunning about what they do. And the disclaimers, I'll copy the article and leave it for you. I probably should have gone through. How long a read is it? Well, I don't know. I feel like reading. My reading. Yee. What? At least there's no names. No Nova Scotia names, so I should be okay. I don't know. We'll see. While CBC generally does quite well on lists of most trusted companies in Canada, one has to wonder who's making those lists. Of course, I always ask who's doing the study, how the study is done, who's funding it. There's no question that faith in journalism around the world is fragile and wavering. What happens to a country when it cannot agree on fact or truth, or trust in the institutions responsible for delivering them? What does happen? We live in a post-fact world. I heard somebody say that. We don't have to look far to see how easily a civil society can seemingly begin to unravel. In the United States, still reeling from a deadly attack on its capital. Okay, I'm not going to get into the stew because there's lots of stew, always they want to drag you into. There are millions of people who wrongly believe wrongly believe the presidential election was stolen by widespread fraud. Though it's important to note, more Americans believe that it was a legitimate contest than not. And you're going to have hyperlinks to articles because we're talking to you about the fact that nobody believes us. But here's the thing, and believe us, I'm not weighing in one way or another on this. I'm not touching it. But a new report by communications firm Edelman suggests Edelman? Todd, do you know anything about Edelman? Suggests Canada is not immune to the tsunami of institutional distrust at play south of the border. Well, it clearly exists here. Annual online survey of 1,500 Canadians, a decent size sample, not very great way to survey, but found trust declined in all of our institutions after significant but monetary uptick at the outset of the COVID-19 pandemic. So now we've got elections, COVID. Let's throw some more in there. I'm sure they'll do that. Those gains have all but disappeared for all sectors, from business to religion, academia to government. Edelman says Canada faces, quote, a crisis in leadership and expert credibility. Well, I certainly wouldn't want them to testify in a court then. Sounds kosher, I agree. For most journalists who believe they are on the side of the angels of truth and accuracy, page 16 of the Edelman Trust Barometer report is sobering. That's why I have coffee. It offers a set of figures in big, bold font that may land as rather jarring slap in the face to those of us who care deeply about Canadian journalism. I think he cares about his job. Maybe I should look into who he is. This is an editorial piece. Most of them all are editorial pieces, but they actually say it at the top. 49% of Canadians surveyed agree that journalists and reporters are purposely trying to mislead people by saying things they know are false and gross exaggerations. Emphasis, mine. Well, thanks. Who is this? Brett, or I don't know what his name is. 52% agree that most news organizations are more concerned with supporting an ideology or political position than with informing the public. 52% of Canadians agree the media is not doing well at being objective and nonpartisan. I wonder if this carries over into the internet at all. Maybe, just maybe. But if we were to have an election on this, who do you think would win? Plus, I think the survey has been, plus or minus 2.9%, 19 out of 20. If these figures surprise you, then perhaps look no further at the bottom of this blog, where you will undoubtedly find critics assailing the CBC as purveyor of biased fake news. Fake news! A charge often echoed on social media and elsewhere. Well, maybe because people feel that way. Perhaps that's something to look at. Sure, some of these critics are provocateurs. Those provocateurs, those trolls. And people actually do troll these people now. I have a friend of mine who's been trolling them for years. I'm sure Todd does. I definitely have. Sure, some of these critics are provocateurs. Some will have not read this blog before they begin to critique. Oh, you're just a dum-dum. You're a dum-dum. You just don't read, dum-dum. But others genuinely believe there are hidden motivations and political agendas behind our storytelling. $600 million worth? Possibly. Just possibly. That we are biased. And in their case, what is it? $1.2 billion worth? Yeah. 600 million for everybody else. CBC gets its own little chunk of the pie. I think it is much higher. Much higher. New intro is awesome. You like it? Great. Please do be sure to subscribe to the channels below. Also, my backup channels are there. Steve's channel's there, who made the intro. We've got Oh Dear there, who's pumping out all kinds of awesome stuff. Please, at least give it give everything a whirl. If you don't like it, yeah, you don't have to read it or look at it or whatever. Some will have not read this blog before they critique, but others genuinely believe there are hidden motivations and political agendas behind our storytelling, that we are biased, deliberately misleading, or failing our mandate to deliver accurate, fair, balanced, and impartial views. Who's to blame? Are we looking at the gasping canary in the coal mine of Canadian democracy? Plenty of blame has already been dished out over the growing distrust of the news media. Some point to elimination of the U.S. fairness doctrine in the 1980s. Oh, yes, there was the, what was that? Mund? Todd will know. Some of you will know. Some of you remind me the Mund Act. That went out the window here recently, too. The rise of shock talk radio, then the splintering of audiences on cable TV, then the internet, later social media, and the algorithmic filter bubbles that tend to reinforce one's own worldview. Well, frankly, you guys built it all, so I don't know. It's definitely not me that did that. I know I'm not sitting around writing algorithms. Are you? Are you running a shock talk station? No. Ezra said there's no shock talk in Canada. Actually, there is. There is one down in Montreal that I'm aware of. But anyway. It's everybody else. Some blame the growth of punditry. You're just dumb and it's everybody else. Over reporting as the ad-supported business model of journalism began to disintegrate and newsrooms shrank or disappeared. I remember days, if I'm incorrect, was there days where there was really no advertisement on CBC at all? Somehow that disappeared. We get ads everywhere now from them. Some media outlets, especially in the US, have picked sides. Oh, it's just down there. Don't worry about that. Most of all, sides as the polarization of their audience deepened. Others have seriously blurred the lines between what is journalism, anchor, pundit, and columnist. But it's just down there. And of course, here we go. Get you lost in the swamp. There's Donald Trump. I'm not taking a side one way or another. That has nothing to do with journalism. Your fucking problem has nothing to do with Donald Trump. Seriously. Let's just use the gray cells. That's all we have to do. A person writes an article, a company owns that business, has nothing to do with Donald Trump. They're the ones that dictate it. The former U.S. president's persistent efforts to repeatedly delegitimize mainstream press as an enemy of the people and fake news shaped and hardened public attitudes. Yes, because people are so susceptible to what, a president says or a prime minister or whatever. I know my life is totally guided by, these clowns in power. It doesn't matter where they come from. As trust has eroded, journalists have found themselves increasingly targeted and harassed. The growing perils of doing journalism in the U.S. was explored in this excellent panel discussion hosted this week. Oh, yes, and he talked about this. This was good. CBC's Adrian Arsenault, on behalf of Canadian journalists for free expression. I remember investigating these people back in the day. There's always more to the story. Always been ads, at least since the early 60s. Have they been but they really Smith Mud Act. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Lots of people don't know what the psychological warfare is all about. It's fucking spooky, man. That's what we live in. Bubbles of lies. And yes, we are increased in harassment. We're seeing an increased harassment of Canadian journalists in this field. Well, if you're being harassed and there's 49%, I would just kind of go with maybe there's a problem and maybe you should address that. Sounds wise? You just lost half your friends. Oops. What CBC is doing to rebuild trust in journalism, as Canada's public broadcaster, CBC has taken a very active role in, quote, trusted journalism file. What's that? Here's what we are trying to do, trying to earn and keep your trust. This sounds RCMP-ish. Does this sound RCMP-ish? That's probably why they have the photo at the top. I wish I could have the photo going here in the corner, right here of the RCMP and the press with the heading. Oh my. Here's what we are trying to do to earn and keep your trust in these skeptical times while battling the growing scourge of disinformation. Obviously, it's not that part, but a few recent measures. Canada CBC is member of Journalism Trust Initiative, JTI. Like, they just want to invent organizations to keep them pumping up bullshit. And this isn't CBC alone. Like, obviously, we're talking about all of them. DARP. In an effort to establish globally recognized standards of trustworthiness in news, how about just tell the truth? That would be a start. Led by Journalists Without Borders. Oh my Lord. What is that? Journalists Without Borders? Let's invent more. The European Broadcasting Union and Agence France Presse. As part of a recent pilot, we submitted a 70-page questionnaire on our practices for an independent, yeah, here we go. This is RCMP-ish. Independent review. Like cert shit. And hope to share the results in the near future. Who's doing that? That would be them. How independent of them. Thanks for coming out. We are trying to earn and keep your trust, comrade. Well, it's all of them. It's all of them. CBC Radio Canada has been a member of the Trusted News Initiative, TNI, since its inception in 2019. TNI, together, global news organizations, tech platforms to combat disinformation. Better put that Q warning on the video because, that's what I talk about. These people are seriously out of their minds. Here, how about this? I got sent this today. This one's good. It's not as though I haven't seen these come out from time to time, but this is, here you go. How about this? Would this be, where's that at? Okay, there we go. Open another 7,000 tabs, right? Sorry? Global news. The CDC's zombie preparedness guide is capturing renowned what is this? I can't see that. Renewed attention due to a prophecy attributed to Nostradamus. Who's Q here? Derp. This is what they call trusted news. This is obviously down in your neck of the woods. Really? Did Sarah do the intro for this one? Oh, that's problematic. That's definitely getting saved. Because people who are in here asking questions and really in a figurative sense, beating the hell out of this government. Doesn't matter who was sitting there. I don't care. They're all the same. And the RCMP and the intelligence in this country. The intelligence which is underneath and people are kind of coming on stream with. We are absolutely wrecking them. This is what they pump out. They tell you, you're a conspiracy theory, but don't worry about us. We're a trusted news network. This is how hard we're working. I wish I could do like a straw poll. I think there's a way on YouTube. I don't understand this stuff, to actually do like a community poll or something like that and post it. I would love to see how many people think, or I could say like one of those manipulative things like smash that like button if you think that the news is lying to you. Just smash that like button. The like button actually really does apparently help the algorithm. I don't know, but everybody does what they want to do, and that's cool. And if you want to ever share it too, that's awesome. CIA invented conspiracy theory label. Yes. And then they batter it around. They keep it in play all the time. You got to keep things in the lexicon constantly. Well, that's conspiracy theory, and and it's in your brain all the time. Well, you're conspiracy theory. Conspiracy is just people getting together and doing something without knowledge of another person, necessarily. Does it have to be something insidious? Does it have to be something full of disinformation and lies? No. But, well, I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But, yeah, now I've lost it. Of course, I've lost it. Lost my mind or something, somewhere along the way. These people seriously challenge one's sanity. And for some reason, they're a part of it. With good conscience, I think. There's good people. These people are not, by and large, bad people. Kind of at the lower end. If you participate in activities, you are equally guilty. You can't pin it on somebody else. One only has responsibility for one's actions. So if you're spreading lies, well, that's on you. If they say you have to spread lies, you can do this. Pardon my French. And if that means there's no job for you, okay. And if enough people do it, guess what? Things change. But, we can keep this system rolling. TNI, since its inception in 2019, TNI brings together tech platforms. It created a real-time early warning system to flag serious disinformation that may pose a threat to life or integrity to the electoral process. This one is always a big one. The electoral process is a whole bunch of shit, period. But don't take my word for it. I suspect most people will come to learn it doesn't matter who you put in the office. They're all the same. They're owned. It's just more bashing us around, making us feel like we can do something. It has been activated for the general elections in the UK, Taiwan, Myanmar, US, as well as for the COVID-19 pandemic. Was it activated for the wolves? How about the wolves down there? Wondering. Oh no. Was it activated for the zombie apocalypse we were just looking at? Oh no. Don't worry about that. Oh, Todd, you're totally tuned it in. The TNI will host a Trust in News conference later this month. What is that? Why don't you just tell the truth? You don't need to go to a conference. You don't need to have a great memory. You just need to be a moral person. And, well, we'll move along here with quick order. And you don't have to go to conferences. You don't have to hire new people. You don't have to set up new fake bullshit shell company fucking garbage in the side. CBC Radio Canada has joined with BBC. Oh, there we go. That's a good one. The New York Times. Oh no. The New York Times was bought when it was losing money, and it's a very bad investment. Carlos Slim kept buying it, just like Bezos and Washington Post. One has to wonder why you would buy things that you're going to lose all your money on. Well, that's right. Propaganda. Oops. And Microsoft. Oh, goody. Oh, goody. Now, let's not venture into the stew. In support of an effort to develop Project Origin. Is that like H-Strong, Project, whatever garbage the RCMP is constantly spinning out, Project this, Project that, Project Babel, right? All monitoring everybody. Project Wide Awake. Here we go. We've got Project from the media. We've got Project Origin. Yay! It's almost like they have the same fucking handbooks. An open standard for confirming the authenticity of the content from trusted sources to fight deep fake video news generated by artificial intelligence. Now, I have spoken about this. That absolutely is a real thing. It's been around for years, but people can use their discerning minds. All they have to use is what we were given by God. This is a new, and I understand that word is triggering to some people, but take everything, where you're at. This is a new application of established technology to digitally verify the authenticity of our news content when it appears on other online platforms. Is that like where you, CBC, I don't know, deletes comments? Oh, doesn't allow comments. I love that one. At all. They allowed it on this one, I think. Deletes comments, removes. With YouTube, it helps them. They're all in lockstep. Was that video years ago? Ooh, that was brutal. And it totally exposed everything that's going on in terms of the shit that goes on YouTube. And obviously you guys here, I mean, real time have seen it happen. Poor Nova Scotia citizen, boom, he's getting pooped right on the air. It's unbelievable. CBC News, for saying nothing. CBC News is part of, not meaning saying nothing, his points are valid. They're his views. But he wasn't attacking anybody or swearing or doing anything terrible. Hey, Ozzy, how's it going? Mockingbird. Yeah. Yep. Todd, careful. Or sorry, that's Mike. Mike, careful. You might get this video labeled. Oh no. Even though they talk about it on TV. They know that people are smart and wise to this shit now. Like, they're getting smarter. So they're like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, absolutely, this stuff happens. But Project Mockingbird, yeah, MK Ultra, CBC used to talk about that back in the early 90s, I think. 90s? Oh, no, that's conspiracy. Well, it's only conspiracy when somebody else talks about it, not when you talk about it. Is in a trust project. Oh, my, here we go. When you see that, I think the word, like, how many times have you seen this word? Sounds like Brenda. You got to trust me, believe me, I'm telling the truth, trust me. When somebody says things like that, or like here, transparency, who else says that? They just keep saying these things. It's strange. Transparent, trust. No problems. Increase the transparency and accuracy in online news. That would just be telling the truth. CBC policies on transparent labels, corrections. Oh, you're going to get it. Don't worry. The evidence keeps accumulating, CBC. People keep pushing. There's a certain person in the Discord. I don't know if I should or should not name them. Very active on dealing with this one. And God love them. Bylines and links to our JSP. Here we go. See, you get the more of this crap. I don't want to get confused. Like, you just tell the truth. On our digital pages have become a model. More models. Model planes, waves, and bubbles in the bathtub for our other partners in the project. How about we're in that project because, well, frankly, indirectly, we employ you. So fuck right off. To improve transparency, there we go. We have launched a new corrections and clarification website. A single destination that aggregates our journalistic corrections from TV, radio, and digital in one spot. Okay, we've got some good stuff to help them out with that. Because lots of people in here love to tell the truth. Yay. They seem to have difficulties with it. So why don't we help them along? We can use their new system and start bombarding them with it. You know that stuff that's going on over in the Discord? Onslow and things? We can pick up the phone. Phone works well. Person is better. Online stuff, not so good. Phone, very good. Ombudsman, etc. Just keep piling them on with the calls. correction 1, correction 2, correction 3. Still not quite correct. Anyway, that's going to be a good article. Hey, Steve, what's going on? You got major love for the intro. I'm not sure I'm 100% comfortable with being a panda or whatever that thing is, but I look kind of like a goof. Come on, I have suave hair, dude. To improve transparency, we launched our new corrections. Yeah, so let's maybe you guys can have a read up on this and the ombudsman and stuff like that. Start dropping the truth on them, hit them hard, make them work. So they don't have to go off to these conferences. You know, we can help them out with that. It mirrors a similar site maintained by our French news service at Radio Canada. Oh, good. So they just, duplicate more jobs, make work projects. Yay. For truth. Just to tell truth. This is real hard. We are accountable to an independent ombudsman. Yay. That seems to be difficult. Yes. Okay. You're going to name names. Good. I like to just I'm trying to walk the fine line. I just say that, there is a person. People know who that is. Yes, very good. My apologies. I got that one mixed up. I get names mixed up. Now, news uses their own Sharpies, but it is in the same vein. All right, I'll say them. Truth behold, very active, very good. Thank you. We owe them a lot. We can follow suit. Accountable to an independent ombudsman for meeting our journalistic standards and practices. Seen that exercised on your Fifth Estate video times 3. And their core principles of accuracy, fairness, balance, impartiality, and integrity. Last year, we wrote 1,504 full-length responses to members of the public who complained. You're going to get a lot more. It's just going to keep stacking up, but it's a make-work project, right? More jobs so that they can continue to lie. That seems logical. About some aspect of our journalism. Some sought reviews by the ombudsman who publishes all of the findings. Really? Well, okay, I don't know that to be true or not. I know I would suspect not, but I'm cynical. Call me cynical. I know of no other media organization in Canada as responsive to the audience concerns about its journalism as the CBC. CBC journalists are allowed to provide analysis, but not opinion, which we leave to external contributors, regular panelists, and expert guests who provide context of the story we cover. Well, if that is so, then perhaps have balanced panels, balanced external contributor, balanced external guests. That way, then you kind of get it's not propaganda, it's not straight to the indoctrination. Because a lot of people don't look through things clearly sometimes. An explanation of what the difference between analysis and opinion is here. It has been our practice for many years to require regular panelists of all our programs to disclose on air if they have a conflict of issue being discussed. You read the bios of the panelists on our flagship daily politics show, Politics and Power. We are increasingly vigilant about our experts who appear, increasing vigilance with experts who appear in all our stories and programs requiring the same live air disclosure to any ties. Has anybody ever heard? I don't watch TV. I canceled cable years ago. I said, no, fuck you. I don't want your indoctrination crap. I'll get enough of that out of Netflix if I watch it, which I rarely do. But and you know, obviously from YouTube and whatever, you just have to sift through the garbage. But has anybody ever heard of a law on an on-air disclosure? Really helpful if you put it on a website that nobody's going to really go to. Wants to see my tinfoil hat? It's somewhere. All right, let me see if I can find it. Just to make you happy, Bush baby. Oh, here it is. Okay. Maybe Sarah Ritchie can get a screenshot of me and be like, "Oh, look at that guy. He's totally crazy. Making me do some work over here." Whew. Resign from those positions. You're guilty. All of you that are partaking in this bullshit. God forbid if it happens to your kids. Nobody's going to come help. Nobody. We are increasingly vigilant who appear on our stories and programs requiring the same live on-air disclosures, any ties, conflicts to any issues being discussed. We are standardizing. Oh, there we go. Good. This is a good one. How we label opinion and first-person columns by non-staff contributors on digital and like, can you not see? This is how many words do you have to write? How many organizations do you have to set up just to tell the truth? And if you make a mistake, you know, you can put out a video and say, "I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Here's my correction on that." You can stand up like a man. And no, that don't mean that in the anyway, whatever, misogynistic garbage. Cleo likes the tin foil. Well, aluminum. Okay. All right, Parrot. You got me there. I will find a tin foil. I will find tin. I will pound it out by hand. How's that? I can do that. I did metalworking at one point, just as a hobby or something. Anyway, well, not hobby. Stuff out of the ranch. All right, now, first-person columns by non-staff for editorial consistency and to ensure that there is no confusion. Not at all. You know, gray car, gray Hyundai, I don't know. Unmarked vehicle. That one is abhorrent. No confusion? Really? McMillan and Findlay did the same interview. Get your head around this. The same interview with Sharon. 3 people. Sharon says, with her own eyes, she witnessed something. So that means McMillan and Findlay weren't there. So they're asking her, what did you see? Please tell us, because what? Oh, we don't know. So then that would be what that person tells you probably is more reliable than what you dream up. What 2 people, same interview, heard one person, actually, sorry, both people This is where it gets even better. In a print article about the same program, Fifth Estate, they both wrote one thing, and Fifth Estate, which they both partook in, obviously, because it was the same interview and it was Gillian Finley, said something else. So that's 3 different versions, 2 of which, obviously, the person wasn't there. There's only one person that was witnessing something that you were asking them about. Now, why would you want to write 3 different things? Is that confusion? Perhaps they should use this and the ombudsman. And perhaps they better quit fucking around and do it right the first time when you make a mistake. But that's very intentional. Not like it was a little mistake, because all of the harassing bullshit that one person had to go through to just get Sharon, and Sharon, funnily enough, partook in this stuff too. Absolute lunacy, and it's going to come out, and it's going to look very bad. The grand extent that these people went to. And they have, guess what? I love this one. They have names. Because I don't like, it's kind of hard to say, these people aren't good. No. I like so-and-so is bad and better reevaluate and possibly get fired so that they can clean toilets, so that we can clean up our society. You want to play cool? You want to play right and moral? Good. Right on you. You're going to get the jobs. Otherwise, and if it's your shitty leadership or company, then y'all leave. Then they're just sitting there holding something in their hands. For our audience, about news reporting, more importantly, we will ensure. Right, you're going to believe that? Brenda? I keep hearing Brenda. Who is this? Oh, Brody, not Brenda. I'll just scribble that out. Put Brenda. Forbes, BF. Brenda Forbes, Brody Fenlon. Yay! I'm telling you the truth. Hot tub parties. Anybody? Hot tub parties? For our audience, about what CBC News is reporting. Importantly, we will ensure that these labels appear prominently when columns are shared on social media and other third-party platforms. What was it again? It was a comment. They put a comment for their corrections. You know what they can do is they can just use Sharon's voice and put it over Gillian Finley, who, that's right, didn't see anything. I didn't see anything. I wonder if she's still following me on Twitter. Let me check. Is she in here right now? Steve, you want to check some things for me? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, baby. Let's find out. Sniff them out. Now, let's see if Gillian still follows Seamus. How do you do that again? This shit. No, I don't want to do that. How do you do this? Here we go. She's probably going to stop following me. Followers. Oh, God. Oh, yes, actually, here's the easiest way to do this. If I put in Gillian Finley. Oh. Well, I guess she's still following. And what's this? Not verified. Oh, it's a junk account. This one's junk. Where's the real one? What is going on here? Now something strange has happened. Very interesting. I'm going to have to investigate this further. Very interesting. Now, for our audience about what C News is, importantly, to ensure labels appear predominantly, opinions apply to a range of sharp, focused outside commentary, while first-person columns feature compelling personal stories of Canadians in their own words. In their own words. As in, they witnessed something. Like Sharon. These worthy initiatives. Ooh, you need initiative to tell the truth. This one's notwithstanding. The audience trust will ultimately be won or lost on the day-to-day work of our journalists. Their jobs will be more than likely, at least in the private sector, be ultimately lost. That begins with the approach to news coverage that is open-minded, fair, and genuinely curious. Is that like what they're doing in respect with Nova Scotia? Like, please show us the papers before you start spinning narratives on behalf of groups and organizations of the government. Right. It means challenging our assumptions, testing every fact. Oh, they fail. I make errors. I admit them. But they fail badly. Avoiding errors and admitting them quickly. Oh, I know I admit when I make a mistake. I know probably all of you do too. It's funny how they don't. They fight. They fight about it. Oh, that story is going to be so good to do. And transparently when they occur. It means listening to understand. Does every Canadian we serve, which would be, I guess, 51%, believe we give them and the stories they care about? Oh, who decided what they care about? A fair shake. Until the answer is yes, there's more work to be done. We'll get there sometime. We'll earn your trust back. RCMP. Oh, they don't say that. They just say, this is actually a little bit better, other than blaming everybody else. I liked how they called all of us dum-dums. That's nice. He's an editor-in-chief. Brenda Forbes. Brody Fenlon. Brody. I think is Brody involved in this story? I think he may be. I'll have to check. As always, I trust you. Will let me know what else we can do to earn and keep your trust. Who? Oh my, okay. I don't know what's going on there. Now, comments, they actually did allow comments. This is pretty amazing because this is not something they usually do. I'm wondering if they are being, I don't know, editorial with their comments. Okay, I don't want to get lost in the stew. Careful. I'll have to read through these. Anyway, and I don't want to, but I'm assuming, I'm surprised only 52% realize CBC is not objective. All of the, real hard-hitting comments, those will have gone poof. And probably you can watch some of them go poof in real time. That's always fun. Just keep checking back. You'll see numbers change. People's comments disappear. Because they're very fair and transparent and care about your trust. Now, let's get into some other things here. Onslow. I do hope there are some people who have done some amazing footwork down there. Please continue. I do hope that somebody will actually literally measure that out, 88 meters. Because apparently, if we have enough evidence, we can force them to reopen the investigation. I would like that. Would you? I believe the 23 also, and their families would appreciate it. So, 88 meters from the front door at Onslow, just in front. And if you don't have, I don't know, let's see. I don't know why I have these things sitting around all over the place. I have things. Sorry about my pants, or I didn't have my belt on. The tape measure, right? If you don't have one of those extra long reels, you can take a friend and you stretch it out the full length. Hello, soul, say 94. If you take the full length of the tape measure and you have one person stand at one end and then just keep leapfrogging, right? You can actually figure out where 88 meters is and then take a picture of what you can see, because I don't think you can see shit. Which means they didn't see a vest. Ergo, why did they open fire on the hall? Did they go there with the intent to open a fire on the hall? Because it seems awfully strange to be driving down the highway and then just go, you know what? I'm going to get out of the car with my rifle for no reason. Perhaps they might want to explain why that is. And if they made a mistake in their 88 meters, well, they've got some serious questions to answer. How much investigating did they do? How many people did they really speak to? Because I think we already know the answer to that one. Don't we? Moving along. I did make a new video today because I noticed something when I was discussing stuff with the person this morning. Many thanks. You guys are just so awesome, right? I just have to always acknowledge that this is very much a group effort and I am just a little piece in it. That's it. Only one of a very big and great family. Now, except for the shit. Let's go on to who polices the look at this. It's not like they aren't watching what I'm watching. Who polices the police? The Fifth Estate recommended. Wow. I don't know. The shit? The shit did it? You want to come on, Steve? I don't know what you're doing. Come and join in the fun. This is CBC-ish, but you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. So I was made aware of, you see all kinds of stuff, right? And you miss all kinds of stuff. And this is why it's good to have group brain think going on, weaponized autism. And no offense on any autistic person. It's just a term or phrase. Now, back in April 26th, there was a video that I did that we did, and that Adrian was there, Steve was there, called Water Tower. It was a 5-hour stream. God knows what the hell I was talking about back then, but probably just stuff that you're hearing about, mostly months later. But this picture is the cover photo, and I distinctly recall the cover photo. Right? Now, these are just different versions. I do think, like most all of these, except for maybe 2 of them, are all from the same person. Never found out who that was, obviously, just like everything. And, well, it's done from a certain angle, right? But in the CBC, that organization that tells the truth all the time, they had a video that they just magically came across. Don't you know? Because they would have had these pictures, right? Because they put them out, which actually I'm going to touch on too. Okay? Do you guys remember these photos? Oh, did you? Have any neighbors, Mike? You want to talk about privately? Do you guys remember this photo in the papers and stuff? It wasn't quite like this. It was more like, where was it? I think it was one of the first ones. That one was there, I think, and this one most certainly was there. It's a miracle. Did you want to come on, bro? You let me know. So these pictures, the media had them, but then it came out in Fifth Estate. This came out. Same person, more than likely, right? And I totally and utterly missed, that this is video. I don't know why. I must have just been, you're at work. Video. Wow. Okay, new video. But something very interesting happens. Call me slow. Maybe I missed it and whatever. But for those of you who don't know, watch closely. But don't worry about the subtitles. There seems to be a person who runs into the picture whilst a police officer is sitting there. And runs to the aid of who we believe is Heidi. Dumb and Dumber. Yes. I don't know if I should venture into that territory quite yet. About the individuals that were there. Anybody find that? I don't know. Kind of threw me for a bit of a loop. I'd like to know who that person is. I would like to know why, when the media had this picture, or these pictures, was that element of the car cropped out? Number one. Why the video took almost a year to surface. Because they had it. Just like they had the interview with Lori George, who did the Skype interview with, I don't know, somebody. Lord. I think it was Lord. Why did you not put that out? That the crime scene had been tampered with, as in, if she's dead on the road, first of all, why is she not covered up, moved? Why is there somebody being allowed to run there? Why is this man just standing there with his hand on something? And who is that person? They did. You're right. They did pull her from behind what is believed to be, again, what is believed to be her. Laser. Something about laser. Oh, yes. Well, that needs more follow-up because I need to. Ooh, some of this stuff, there's some big stuff brewing around in the background. Now, why did they wait? What are your thoughts? Very good point. Yeah, right there at the beginning of that, the truck that drives by. Yeah, It just drives by like nothing's going on in the background. And why is it going the wrong way? Is it going the wrong way? Yes, it is. So did they have the road closed down? And if they had the roads closed down, who is allowed to take the photos? Because the more I've looked at the photos, they generally seem to be the same person. People. Right there. See? Just driving on through. Did you, oh dear, it's going the correct direction? What in the hell? I mean, this person is driving by. Cars on fire. Does that not strike anybody as odd? Again, this is slowed down big time. There we go. Just driving on through. Maybe it was waved on. But why is the road not closed? Seems very odd. Why did the media not publish this? Because I'm pretty sure that they had it. Which makes it even more interesting when you use TinEye. TinEye is a great little tool. It's not necessarily that it is foolproof or anything like that, right? But it's a great way to find out certain pieces of information. Let's go to the shoe folder. Okay. Big tree. What's going on? Let's go through. There's that photo. Remember I told you about that? Just pop. Did I tell you guys about this? For months and months and months, I would go through every day. That was part of my daily routine, looking for a push bar in Nova Scotia. And then just randomly, one day, this story pops up in Google, and it's almost right away. And I'm like, oh, first of all, it's obviously an older picture. April 21st. Like it's been there the whole time. But when I was out on YouTube the other day, it was literally in my suggested files. It was that picture. Coincidence? I don't know. It was odd. Call me crazy. Where's that? Oh my. My profile photo is awesome. Strange. I would get that. Runkle of the Bailey. That was his thumbnail. Runkle. I do watch Runkle. Yeah, we're going to use a little TinEye. We're going to just do a little TinEye on a few of these photos because obviously I had the photos and they were out there in public domain. These weren't sent to me, but on the down low or anything crazy craze. Where are we at? Why don't we just find one here? Okay, right? Here's one. Okay. Oh. So we'll just drop that over here. Oh, that's strange. The disappearing pictures thing. Oh yeah, that was going heavy. So let's see. Let's try a bunch of other ones. I haven't done it with any. Oh, there's one. I'm going to do this one. This one I know. I remember this one. Oh. Like it never existed. 46.2 billion images, and they're searching. It's not coming up. Why is that? What's going on? Is it somebody editing? Well, this is from somebody's phone. But it still should come up because it usually takes a rough synopsis of the picture, and if anything is similar, it will hit. Strange. So, by all outward appearances, if we're using the CERT data and saying that that report, which they purport to be true, and they have investigated, took them months, but they did it, not really asking anybody anything, and the car does stop in the middle of the road, and people get out of the vehicle with rifles when they don't see anything for no apparent reason, one can extrapolate possibly that they went there with the intent of shooting that fire hall. As preposterous as that may sound, it's a possibility. Because you don't drive down the road and just suddenly stop and then jump out of your car and start shooting at something you can't see. Now, there was something else that I noticed. And I am not saying in any way an accusation. I need to be very, very careful. My apologies, that's the wrong one. Up. There we go. This is in no way to say anything about anybody, but it is an observation. Please note the clock on the video runs exactly 10 minutes fast. Okay? 10 minutes fast. We have, where is it here? Oh, this is not it. Shit. The picture, so that this is from the same video, right? I don't know if we actually have video of that. But we have this. Right? 10 minutes fast. 10:07. That's not what I'm looking for. My apologies. That will play into it, though, too. So we have 10:07, the car's driving by, right? And we also have the officers, to which we know left immediately. These two individuals. Yeah, another fucked clock. They're all fucked, man. 10 minutes fast. Is that correct? So that means it is what? 10:24. And they're going back to their vehicles. We've already had push bar car drive by. Thank God they didn't. That's right. We've already had push bar car drive by. 10:07. And now 17 minutes later, we have these two individuals leaving. Now, that's at speed limit. I presume with some traffic, even though this is on the highway. 58. 10:58. This is just something I'm saying is a possibility. $10.58 going speed limit with some traffic. I'm assuming. So you can probably shave a few minutes off here because I would think that they're going a bit faster. Why am I doing this shit? Well, to me, it's not shit, Heather, but I appreciate it. Because one of my friends lost half her family that day. That's why. If that helps. And her, frankly, I don't think she considers it shit. Nor do any of the other families. But maybe I'm misinterpreting something there. Now, 58, we know that things transpired down there. Just throwing it out there. Okay. I don't know. Sure. Tell me different. And I didn't frankly know what we do is shit, because how many things have we come across that have turned out to be true, only to be reported? I like the last one. Handcuff? That's right. Elizabeth McMillan. Bit late. Must be those keen eyes. Already ran through the warrants on air. Twice. Handcuff questions. There's only one shit in the story. That, I think most people are from Nova Scotia. One day, Steve and I and the rest of the crew will get down there too. And does it matter where we're from? If it helps bring some solace to the families, which, as I know, to the best of my knowledge, I don't speak to all of the families, obviously. But it's been pretty revealing and heartwarming to know, because recently there's been a new family that has reached out, and there are almost all of the families watching. Many things in the background are changing as a result of what you guys are doing about this shit. I like your profile picture, by the way. I don't understand why it would make a difference. Please explain to me the logic. If your family, half your family was dead, would you care where the person came from who was attempting to help you? Almost all of these people are from Nova Scotia. Steve and I don't happen to be, nor Adrian, nor Kage. But does it matter? Do you question a gift horse? Perhaps that saying was lost somewhere along the way. Okay. So, does it... All right. And are you having an issue? Have you spoken to your friend? Your best friend? Because I've spoken to people in that family also. In fact, they do participate. And to the best of my knowledge, they are very appreciative. But I could be wrong. Maybe they could leave me a comment below if there's a problem. I would be more than happy, as I always am. Or do you know what? They could call me because they have my phone number, because I speak to them. So I don't think there's an issue. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe some other family members who want to speak up, many of them are very quiet. And I have always respected their privacy. I've never attempted to reach out to any of them. But those that watch and do participate and feel as though they want to speak up and feel that this is beneficial, maybe they might like to leave a comment. I believe there's incorrect information. It would be good to have correct information so that there's not a repeat and there's not more tragedy that suffers. And people, I hope, know I am thoroughly invested in this, as we all are. I've done nothing but this for no self-seeking. Nobody over here has. They just do it because they like to help. They don't like to see people suffer. They don't like seeing people lied to. You know, oh dear works terribly, terribly hard. She's from Nova Scotia. And we can work through this together. Cole Harbor to Enfield. Oh, right, the highway closure. Is that what you're speaking of? What, northbound? And I do appreciate Alex speaking up. I really do. You have my admiration. It's tough. It's tough. I can only imagine. It's not my people. Definitely not my people. I'm just a person in a really fantastic team. We're awful lucky. Awful lucky to have each other. I know that. If I didn't have so many great people to work with, then I would know very little. Very little. There's resources there that help. Hello, Chai. How's it going? Go, go. Go, go. Well, I don't know. I can't say the names. So everybody, I think half the people watch to listen to laugh. It is, I think it is part of it, you know? We always have to have answers for things. I don't like hearing, yeah, I'm gonna have to shut her down if I keep talking because it's gonna upset me. It's tough listening to how much pain is out there, how much pain for the entire province. And obviously, all the families that I've spoken to have been wonderful enough to share with me their stories and teach me new things about chow and pickles, turkey dinners. I didn't realize that Thanksgiving dinner was like that. See? And I mean, that's totally unrelated. Just talking about Thanksgiving. I'm like, oh, wow. Not related to this in any respect. Talk about all kinds of different things because it just helps to talk. Beautiful. Can I post a video of people running past police SUV at Shuby here? Yes. Sorry, I can do that right now. I think I'm going to open up a new, somehow 2 channels got deleted on this. I don't know how. I don't know how people are changing their name. I would appreciate it. I don't know about you, but I have received a couple of comments on that. And I know it's all probably meant in fun. But I have received a couple comments from people that the name changing is difficult because then people don't know who they're speaking with. It becomes confusing, kind of chum. So even though it may be totally all in good fun, if you could refrain from that, that would be great. Pick something you're happy with. Maybe pick your real name. That's always a good one. Now, or your real first name. There you go. We can all say a virtual handshake. So you want to see the video of the running. Okay, let's see what I've got here. I know O'Dear's got something probably. She got a bunch. You want to post something, O'Dear? And then I can dig something up, I'm sure. But she's got a lot more analytical eye. My eye is not that great. I think I had a couple versions of that. Enhanced. Oh, I had the original, didn't I? I did manage to dig that one up. Somebody shared it. That wasn't my digging on that one. There's a few videos here. Okay. Now, this is the original. So you actually get a little bit more detail in it. I can play it slowly too so that you can, if that helps. And I'm more than happy to post it, yes. Oh, what am I doing here? Technical stuff, not my forte. There's an awful lot of people down there that day. I know. I'm sorry. We'll get through it together, my friend. So they've now dug her around. You know, how do you talk about? There we go. There's the running person. So there's always a few things that interested me about this video. The person that runs by, the car in the background. What do the people go down in the ditch for? Or down into the, I don't know what you want to call it. There's the person. Don't know who that is, why they would be running by. Not sure. Because they are running fast. I mean, I've got to slow down, but absolutely, Steve. The other one was the car in the background here. I think it may be a minivan. Another thing, I'll let this play through. If there's something in there you want particularly, I can try and pull it out of the video, like there's a piece or whatever. Which was what I was mentioning before. I think I may set up a separate section. The blue minivan. Is it the blue minivan from behind? I'm going to maybe try and put a section so that then people can just ask questions or whatever. I really like some more group participation on air. So there's that. There was a broadcast apparently put out. That person kindly sent me the picture of it, and I haven't seen the actual broadcast. I think they said it was from Global. Let me just check here carefully. I'm not making a mistake. Try to make as few of those as possible. Disinformation or mistakes, not good. No. Oh, yes, okay. So there, yes. No. Oh. Green, is that green? This is later in the photo, but I wonder if it's the same vehicle. I know I have it on my computer somewhere, but I think that plate is it possible? Is that a Nova Scotia plate? I know that's terrible because that's so close and blurry. Shit. Let me see. I've got it on my computer, I think. Shoo. Oh, I think is mine blurrier than that one? I think maybe. Oh, it is. It's been shared too many times. This one's more crisp. I can't tell the color though. I'm wondering if that's an undercover police vehicle. The other thing, I think that was the last thing, was I was going to go through. So I'm going to post a category, and people can ask questions about. You saw the blue in the plate? Okay, thank you. Blue nose? Okay, thank you. That helps. It's a, I don't know, some kind of weird minivan thing. Something not overly popular, I don't believe. I've not seen it. A lot of times. Maybe it's a Buick. Mercury, maybe Mercury, what do you call that? Tiger Woods did an ad for the Buick version of it. One of those. Kia Sorento? Maybe? Okay. I don't know. That vehicle, I'm not that great. Taking a nap. Damn Sunday nap. What are you getting upset about, a Sunday nap? Why did you tune in? Caper DeBert. DeBert. Have I got that one right now? DeBert? A Volvo? The Volvo makes SUV? Yeah, I wonder if that was in the video. I think sometime back we talked about that when we were going through the video. Jesus, this shit is so old. One day it's going to be an amazing compilation of when things were said and then when press started saying it or whatever. We're so far mountains above these people. They're just playing catch up, honestly. So we'll do this separate category, and then that way maybe we can do some questions and answers, possibly. That would be cool. We should get a Zoom going again. That would be really awesome. I don't know if anybody had anything they wanted to say. Of course, you guys can hop down to the voice channel over here. Chrysler as well. Okay. If you hop in there, we can do that. My other phone is down right now, just so that people know. It'll be back up here in a moment. I just got to dig another phone out. I have a tendency of breaking phones. That's why I have boxes of them, and then I can get another one. Was this other picture that was shared to me? That was the last thing I wanted to share. And then kind of look at a few of your comments here. Which was... Shit, where was that? Oh, it was on the tweeters. On the tweeters. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, so this photo was shared with me. We'll do this. Apparently from a recent global broadcast with this blurred out spot. And of course, then one immediately goes to, and this is why I named the video this also, just so that people are kind of more wise to some of these games. This photo, I mean, it was in a broadcast, I believe, a global broadcast. And there's just this blurred out spot. So then your mind, of course, is going to say, well, what the hell's in the blurred out spot? Is there something special in the blurred out spot? Well, it turns out, no, of course not. There isn't anything special at all. They're just fucking you over in your own mind. There's nothing there, to the best of my knowledge. They just put it there so that you're like, oh, something must be special there. Gotta, go down a rabbit hole and get lost in shiny things and stew. No. Just look carefully sometimes. They will mislead you by making you think that there's something there, when in reality, there's nothing there. But I could be wrong. The only other thing I thought of, which was rather interesting, was the license plate on the back of the vehicle. This is a closer version. Oh, by the way, that was, I think that other photo is courtesy of Sean DeWitt. Sean makes his rounds. He's right up there with Indo. You know, Sean did the story the other day of the break-in, which I see no validation of. Sean, who does stage photos with RCMP, who was accused of that beforehand. Very close relationships these people have. Why? You know why. A puddle. A puddle is being obscured. That's what it is. Is that what that is? Just a big giant puddle of perfect squareness. Blur. I'm sitting at the fire hall. I highly doubt that's 88 meters. What's your 88 meters? You're at the fire hall currently, Joe? Fucking rascals. Frickin' rascals. There you go. Oops. My dirty potty mouth. Can I zoom in to the vehicles behind the tape? I can. Right, no, that was it. I was trying to look for Sean. The Sean DeWitt part is. Let's see, where's that? Big stop. Where's the big stop folder? Oh, there we go. There's the big stop folder. Where is it? Here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When you know, surprise, he's down there too. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Sean, buddy. He's just at the break-ins and the car windows at white cars lying down the road that suddenly get stickers on them and hard drives that appear. These people really got to find something better to do. Their deception isn't serving them well. The only other thing I could think of was the license plate that was being obscured, and that's why some kind of license plate or something. But I don't think that's it. Oh, this one's slightly different. They've moved around. So which one would you like to zoom in on? On Sean's, or would you like the other one? Sean's is rather crisp. You have what looks like a Nissan minivan. 22. What is that? Oh my. No, 23. Like seriously? Why is that there? It's just spooky. I meant the photo to prove that there was nothing there. Sure. Yep. Give me a moment. I'll I don't know where I saved that one to, so use the tin eye to find that. It's all kinds of handy tools. I really want to, I still haven't had time yet. to, oh, here we go. Where is this now? This is, yeah, screw off. Okay, so here's the, I don't want whatever you're telling me. I'm not going to touch this one. So lots of shadows and things to jump at, but just if we're calm and take breaths. I wish somebody was down there too. I don't want you to getting hit in the road or something, Jill. You got to be careful. Please. I don't think there's anything in the photo. But what are your guys and gals, ladies, eyes telling you? No, it wouldn't be visible. It would have been behind this whitest SUV, and you wouldn't. I don't know if you'd be able to see it from this angle. Oh, that would be awesome. Thank you, Ashley. Well, you know what I'm saying. The bike supposedly was parked over to the left, but I'm going to stay away from that one. That's a dangerous one for me to go down. Are you going to stop in at the fire hall, Jill, and say hello? Is there anybody there? Send them our love and thanks. Looks like a cross decal in the 44. Oh, I didn't see anything about that. It's an odd picture. I mean, I think it's just an anomaly, like it's labeled. That's 4x4. Is that what you're referring to? Above the 22? It obviously it's just the unit number, but blurred to get hype. Yeah. I think it was from a video. Covering up supervisor on the truck. Oh my. Just mind games from DeWitt. I got to find those photos of him where he's down at the, maybe they've gone poof. Lots of things go poof. Where he's down at the press conference taking photos of Darren from the side. And I'm like, nobody was in there. No press got to go there. But, you know, Sean did. Funny that. Good old Sean. Just appears at every crime scene. Indo's behind crime tape. I don't know. We have John Morris. John Morris and his picture of the SUV, the Morrison SUV. That just suddenly went, oh, that just appeared one day. Here's the SUV after the warrant came out. But don't you know, it's always been on the internet. Yeah. Cropped. The crop version, of course. Just like the photos. Cropped out the police car sitting down in tube. Your bagels went poof. I have 2 left. Todd. 2. Could that be the one Bum Boy was in? Bum and Baldy interest me a lot. I'm getting more and more interested by these guys. I don't know why I'm back in that frame of mind again. But Bum and Baldy, I don't know about you guys, but Baldy is somebody. He is definitely, Baldy and Bum are somebodies. They're sitting there giving orders or briefing plainclothesmen, which are obviously next level, and they're the ones that are doing it. And then Baldy's over talking with Darren. Who's Baldy with his glasses, other than just being a big guy with no hair? He's a big guy. I'm going to make a general statement. Not anything particular to anything we've been talking about, but there will be some stuff that we can't find it or relocate it again. Oh, yes. Yes. Those pictures, that's why I was tin-eyeing them. They're gone. The pictures I saw of, and they go poof off of my stuff all the time. It's spooky. You think I'm talking shit? I'm talking real. I could probably actually hook up my hard drive and find stuff on there that's not on my computer right now. Baldy. But things go poof. One of the first, and I'm used to that. So, that's why I like Archive, and Archive is a big friend, even though it doesn't always work out. Still, sometimes you can, or I use, like I said before, I suggest people use external hard drives. There goes my cigarettes. External hard drives or data sticks. These things, if they're not connected to the internet, then you have a better chance. And like I said, I'm building a one-way flow, not running on Windows, so that information just goes in and doesn't come out. Lots of stuff goes down memory hole. But one of the first ones that came up was the picture of, that was probably a few days in, there was a lot of stuff disappearing very quickly on the internet. There's a video that disappeared almost right away. And there was the picture, very clear picture of the bullet hole and car, very clear from kind of a different angle, but mostly straight on. So you got a lot of information out of that photo, but it went poof. And I remember having a disagreement with Mr. Moneypenny, and I'm like, no, there is a bullet hole in the window. Trust me, I'll find the picture. I couldn't find that picture, but I did find some other ones. Perfect world, their holdback info wouldn't get leaked before they decide it is holdback. Yeah, well, there's lots of people looking. Lots of people banking data, doing hip to their tricks. And no matter how much the media tries to bury this one behind narratives and tapes and whatever else they are going to throw out there, it's very smart. The guys are all very smart. And they can't, they're not ready to deal with that kind of stuff, right? They're just not ready to deal with it. So, anyway, there's nothing more. I've kept you all for 2.5 hours on a Sunday. Today is Sunday. I haven't known what day it is for years, many years. It's just every day is the same for me. It's my Bum Boy. Yeah, if anybody knows who any of those people are, Bum and Baldy, that would be pretty interesting information, I think. Is a highway cruiser? Highway cruiser? Highway to the danger zones. There should be civilians, family members there should be absolutely family members. Yeah. There'll be a good story to tell when this is all done. Very good. Lots of good things. And you will find out how much all of your stuff really is having a very, very direct effect on stuff. Very direct. But we just have to keep the pressure up. Even RCMP have private servers change their reports. Oh, are you talking about the O drives? Don't talk about the O drives, Linda. No. They don't want it. You're interested in Bum? You want to date Bum? Is that what you're saying, Tara? Really? I would have thought you had higher aspirations than that. Are you talking about the guys at the fire hall, Bum and Baldy? No, Bum and Baldy are down at the talking on the phone. Do you have a picture of that? Well, as always, the answer to that is the most certainly. Do you want to share the picture with me? Because I never know how to find things. I don't believe I know which photo you're referring to. And you have far more than I do, I think. Who took that picture with those people standing around Bum and Baldy? Or Baldy and Bum? I better not get it in the wrong order. I don't know who took the picture. Can find it though. Can I? Soul Slay, I'm glad you were along. Yes. SO1 it comes up in at least 2 issues, aside from the fire hall. And one of them is the questioning that morning of Lisa. He's an interesting individual. I don't want any updating. You can go take that and put it somewhere. You knew the gas station well back in the 80s? Did you used to work there, Mike? Bum was or is plainclothes customs or HRP. I tracked down the badge way back. Oh, you have a crisp picture of the badge? The Discord froze. Uh-oh, that doesn't sound good. Will watching this video affect your pal? No, I don't think so. There's no, nobody's pushing anything crazy. No, I don't think so. I hope not. That would be bad. Hello, soul. Yes, I may have. Did you get the invitation? Did you get the invite? I couldn't seem to get the email address right. Okay, here we go. Looks like maybe. Where do we go here? Oh. No, that's not it. Oh, here we go. I have to open the right thing, don't I? Oh, Al Jazeera. That's interesting. Aha. I don't think I've seen this photo before. The identification badge is interesting. And the handout. I'm sure you've looked at all this. Well, I know you have. Anything interesting to share? Not, yeah, all right. Unknown 2. I'll do that. Let's see if we can open that up. Open it up. Like a can of whoop-ass. Oh, screw right off. I don't know why I can't figure out how to save. Oh, I can't save it. That's weird. I can't save this picture. So I can't really zoom in. I can do it this way, I suppose. What's the logo for Halifax Regional Police? Is it the one on the left? Older flash I'm used to, but I don't know. I don't know. Oh, why did it do that? Yeah, maybe. What do you guys think? We should chat. My contact information is below. HRP, okay. So who is he? He's got some kind of logo, it looks like, on his jacket, maybe. And then he's got his badge here. Is that what's interesting you? You'd like to question Lisa. I don't think you should be allowed anywhere near Lisa. That would not be good. Just my friendly opinion. How's that? Discord? Is there something in the Discord? Oh, thank you, Mr. Moneypenny. Oh, thank you. Wow. Mr. Moneypenny changed his name. Why is your logo not... That's weird. Did you leave the server? It's odd. You're confusing me now. Well, no, you've got multiple scenarios. $5168. Somebody stealing your name? Somebody playing silly bonkers with your name? That's weird. That's very strange. I don't know why your name is appearing as that. And it's, yeah, okay. Interesting. I sent you a message earlier on Twitter months ago, but you never read it. Just so that we're all operating on the same page. I do get a couple of messages here and there, and so sometimes I have my own brain to deal with here, which is not the best at times. And number two is I don't receive everything I supposedly am supposed to get. Fun times. If you don't mind sending me another message, I'd appreciate that. Big Stop, Enfield, located HRM, so it's under HRP department. Can I get an invite to Discord? Knowledgeable about... send me an email, please. I don't know how we're going to do this. We want to... but I didn't have an email or anything else. Okay, well, I have Twitter and I have email that sometimes work. That's basically my contact. Yeah, and don't mind if anybody else has a read, because they do. But that's fine. They can do that too. Name changing is simple. I blocked that on the... it was never an option. But for some reason, I was actually reading on it. It doesn't matter. Anybody can change names at any time. Not that I'm encouraging that behavior at all. I'm kind of discouraging it. But I appreciate very much, Mr. Moneypenny, very much, You're kind of obvious because you're blue, you know? I'm not colorblind totally yet. I'll send a... It's still me. I know, it's weird, though. See, here you are, Mr. Moneypenny, right? And then if you go to the actual server, you're multiple scenarios. I said, like, okay. I don't know. Anyway. I need something to find my mind, probably. But so is the consensus that this is... Nobody's saying anything like that. I'm not going to go out. No, there's something very deep going on that they just don't want to give the answers to families. I'm probably starting with that one. And Canadians. And this event, as one family member said to me, is so much more than just 23. Way bigger than 23. This is all Canadians. It's all of our security, all of our being lied to. And yeah, just has to stop. Is a Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, Armada, SUV. Just unsure of the year, says Harles. Okay. All right. Well, I have kept you a long time as per normal. I hope that there was some useful information in here. And thank you, as always, to everybody who shares so much great stuff and, contacts me. And again, there are people in the background who are helping out mountains, not even on the Discord. So we're really, really blessed to have lots of super people on board this team. And it's really, where is it? Finish. Jenga time. Personal responsibility. We're all really turning up the heat. Turn it up. So thanks very much for joining me. Really appreciate it. I do hope that you take good care of yourself. Very important. It's trying stuff. Lots of emotions and lots of, you got to love your family and spend time doing all the good things that you do. And be fresh, well-fed, and all that junk. I sound like your mom, and I'm not. Last I checked. But it's just, it's good to be in good shape because we all need to be as best off as possible. Have a good evening and God bless, as Christiana says. Awesome to see you. We'll talk soon, everyone. God bless.